a 3-day national just for mini racers. It takes place at Milestone MX November 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
Last year we had a great time.
And we will see you there.
Hey, what's up? It's Tyler LaFontaine. We're out here at Milestone Raceway spinning some laps on the 2018 250 Husqvarna. 2018, there weren't a lot of changes made to this bike, which is fine. It's still one of my favorite bikes to ride, and it's fast, it turns good, it's smooth. One of my favorite things about the motor is how smooth the transition is from first to second gear, second to third gear, all the way through. It just feels like it's just such a straight power curve, and there's no like dips or anything like that. It's super smooth. You get on the throttle and it's really responsive. I'd say it's right there with the most responsive bike in the class, and that's really important. Right when you grab the throttle, you can feel the power in the rear wheel, and I'd say that's a huge plus to this bike. Onto the suspension, it's an air fork. It's the same fork as last year. There's minor changes, but just like some clicker changes and valve changes. But it's one of my favorite air forks. It's just super smooth. It's plush. It doesn't have that air fork feel where it's like stiff, just like riding on the track, like where other forks feel like when the air's in there, it just gives it a rigid feel. This doesn't have that feel. It's more like a spring fork feeling. And on the track it still holds up really well. It's really good on the jumps, like pushing through the jumps, and on like say you overshoot a jump, it holds up really well there. Entering the turns, it works really well. I'd say the only thing it doesn't do well is when it gets a little dry and slippery. It tends to wash a little bit, lose a little bit of traction, but when the track's kept up and it's wet and the bumps are pretty consistent, the fork handles well. It's when it gets like the square edge sharp bumps that it doesn't do as well. I'd say that's like my only complaint with this fork, and it works great everywhere else. This bike still comes with the dual map switch on the bars, map 1, map 2, and the traction control. Map 1's just a broader map, a little bit mellower than map 2. Map 2's a little more aggressive. That's what I like to ride on the most. It's just a little bit better around the track, and there's a little more throttle response with that. A couple things I noticed when I hopped on the bike is the seat is really aggressive, and I felt like kind of just rubbed my butt a little too much. Felt like if I rode it all day I'd get a raw butt, but so switch the seat. And then I'd say another thing I'd do is I'd add attitude in the rear, just to give it a little more bottom coming out of the turns, get over some of those jumps that are right out of the corners. That would help. And then another thing that kind of bugged me when I was riding was it backfired a bit under deceleration, entering some turns like that. I think that's just the muffler or the intake. I'm not sure, but it did bug me a little bit. But that's small in the grand scheme of things. This bike's a great bike. And yeah. Overall, this is a great bike. We have the shootout coming up. Check back to see how it does on that. And thanks for watching.